It's all a show. It's all fake.
Fast forward again to August 2nd, 1990. Iraq attacks Kuwait, claiming the Kuwaitis are slant drilling into Iraq's oil fields. U.S. President George Herbert Walker Bush pushes for a land war against Iraq, but polls show the U.S. public is split 50-50 on that idea. Then comes this eyewitness testimony before a congressional committee from a 15-year-old Kuwaiti girl. The claim is she cannot be identified for fear of reprisals.
While I was there, I saw the Iraqi soldiers come into the hospital with guns. They took the babies out of the incubators, took the incubators, and left the children to die on the cold floor.
The U.S. public is outraged. The result? Support for land war zooms. It's a turning point. Desert.
Good performance, wasn't it? She was a daughter of the government official or an ambassador or something. Can't quite remember. Polly's already discussed it on one of her videos. But when they can't rationalise a real reason for doing something, they use children. I'll give you another example.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?
Frightened tone, half crying, dramatic. Very similar performance, isn't it? Same playbook, 30 years later. Amazing, isn't it? If people bother to go back and do research and actually think about it and not get swapped up in the emotion, that they'd be able to figure out this farce very, very easily, right? They can't institute socialism and to take away your power, so the only way they could do it was engineer this fake climate hoax. You know, oh, if we don't do something about the climate, you're all going to die. So in payoff for that, we have to increase taxes. We have to take away all your power. We have to take away your property rights. You can't clear away trees from your property because that's damaging the environment. And then bushfires happen, like the bushfires that happened in Australia, and people lose their houses. But that's okay. You're just minions, and we're the almighty, all powerful New World Order. You don't have any say. You don't have any rights. It's just, and you're trying to look. If you're watching this channel, you know it's a load of bullshit. But you're trying to tell me that CO2 that makes up 0.04 of the Earth's atmosphere affects the climate. Give me a break. It's total crap. Plus, since to Since 2005, however, the estimated polar bear population has risen by more than 30% to about 30,000 bears. Although, according to Al Gore, they're supposed to be gone by now, and the whole entire Arctic is supposed to be just about melted, and half the American coastal cities were supposed to be underwater by 2015. Does anyone hold him accountable for that? No. This is why, what I talked about yesterday, this is why segregation and marginalisation is so important to the elites, because if they segregate people and people don't talk to each other and they only talk to their own camps, their own race, their own political ideologies, or whatever you like, then it's easier to brainwash people, because you're in a concentrated situation where you're only listening to people who agree with you. There's no critical thinking. There's no debate. There's no nothing. Do you think if we all mixed with each other and there was critical thinking, that governments would be able to pass things like the Patriot Act, and governments would be able to brainwash millions of people around the world with this global warming hoax? I don't think so. That is why division is so important to the global elites. That is why they have to keep people divided. That's why we must be united, not divided. And that is why governments and the global elites must keep us divided. Because if a human population becomes united, then we realise what the biggest ruse is. Then we realise the government and the global elites are against us and been against us the whole entire time. Then we rise up and fight against them, and then there's a revolution. And they can't allow that. That's why they keep us segregated and separated with these fake hoaxes. Fake climate hoax, fake wars, fake famines, engineered bushfires and so forth. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, just a short one. That'll do.
Talking and all the rubbish in the Sweden or something.
Yeah, Thunberg, yeah.
Yeah.